Why do Conrad Health Agency celebrate Women's History Month? We celebrate the countless women who have fought tirelessly and courageously for the equal justice and opportunity in our nation for all Americans. We also affirm our commitment to advancing rights and opportunity for women and girls in the United States. Stand for something or you will fall for anything. Today's mighty oak is yesterday's nut that held its ground. Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks helped initiate the civil rights movement in the United States when she refused to give up her seat to a white man on a Montgomery, Alabama bus in 1955. Her action inspired the leaders of the local black community to organize the Montgomery bus boycott. Led by young Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the boycott lasted more than a year, during which Parks not coincidentally lost her job and ended only when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the bus segregation was unconstitutional. Over the next half century, Parks became a nationally recognized symbol of dignity and strength in the struggle to end entrenched social segregation. Although her husband Raymond had previously discouraged her out of fear of her safety, in December 1943, Rosa Parks joined the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP and became the chapter secretary. She worked closely with chapter president Edgar Daniel Nixon. Nixon was a railroad porter known in the city as an advocate for black people who wanted to register to vote, and also as the president of the local branch of the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Car Porters Union. Did you know when Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat in 1955, it wasn't the first time? She clashed it with the driver, James Blake. Parks stepped onto his very crowded bus on a chilly day 12 years earlier, paid her fare at the front, then resisted the rule in place for black people to disembark and re-enter through the back door. She stood her ground until Blake pulled her coat sleeve. Enraged to demand her cooperation, Parks left the bus rather than give in. On Thursday, December 1st, 1955, the 42-year-old Rosa Parks was coming home from a long day's work at Montgomery Fair Department Store by bus. Black residents of Montgomery often avoided municipal buses if possible because they found the Negroes in the back party so demeaning. Nevertheless, 70% or more riders on a typical day were black. On this day, Rosa Parks was one of them. Segregation was written into law. The front of a Montgomery bus was reserved for white citizens and the seats behind them for black citizens. However, it was only by custom that the bus driver had authority to ask a black person to give up a seat for a white rider. There were contradictory Montgomery laws on the books. One said segregation must be enforced, but another, largely ignored, said another white or black could be asked to give up a seat even if there were no other seat on the bus available. Nevertheless, at one point on the route, a white man had no seat because all the seats in the designated white section were taken. So the driver told the riders in the four seats of the first row of the color section to stand, in effect of adding another row to the white section. The three others obeyed, Parks did not. People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, wrote Parks in her autobiography, but that isn't true. I was not tired physically. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. Eventually, two police officers approached to stop the bus, assess the situation, and place Parks in custody. Facing continued harassment and threats in the wake of the boycott, Parks, along with her husband and mother, eventually decided to move to Detroit, where Parks' brother resided. Parks became administrative aide in the Detroit office of Congressman John Conyers Jr. in 1965. In the years that followed her retirement, she traveled to lend her support to civil rights events and calls and wrote the autobiography Rosa Parks, My Story. In 1999, Parks was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest honor the United States bestows on a civilian. Other recipients have included George Washington, Thomas Edison, Betty Ford, and Mother Teresa. When she died at age 92 on October 24, 2005, she became the first woman in the nation's history to lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol. www.camaraderiehealthagency.com. Catch our Woman History series on YouTube and Facebook.